Hello friends, in this video we will be discussing about setters and getters. So this is a very important area we need to focus on when we are writing code in Java. So very first let us see what is the use of setters and getters. Generally whenever we create a variables they are private. I mean to say class fields whatever we are creating they will be we are using the access specifiers as private in order to protect our data. Directly, it is not possible for others to access those fields. So then the question comes how to get that data, how to give the values to those variables, how to get the values from those variables. So using with the help of setters and getters, we can do that. I will be explaining with the example. Before that, I am just giving a use in terms of sentence. Setters and getters in Java are used to protect our data. Using setters methods, program can set the value, and by using getters, the programmer can get the value. We have to see this with the help of example. We'll see. So now, there are alternate names for setters and getters, friends. Setters can also be called as mutators. Getters can also be called as accessors. So let me jump from here to the example program. So let me create a class setters getters example. Okay, this is the very big name we have given here, but we can take any name. Okay, so here let me take out private ID. So let me change the class name as employee, as I'm using the fields as ID, name, all these things that suits my class name. Private string name. So these are private attributes, private int ID. These are private attributes. ID is private, name is private. Let me see here. I'm going to create an object for the employee like this. Employee k equals to new employee. I'm going to create object and k dot I'm able to access the properties of the class, but I'm not able to see them. Okay, manually let me write down k dot id equals to 123. Error is there. Why? Because directly I cannot access the private attributes of any class. So what to do then? What to do then? Now we can create the setters and getters, and we can give the values, we can provide the values to them. See here, I'm going to write the setter method for id. Public void set id, and parameter is same, int id. And see here I am going to write the keyword this dot id equals to id. This is the keyword which says that this is the id of the local class. Generally we use this keyword when we are trying to represent the local attributes of any class. Here the id is there, and this is also id. If you say this dot id, it represents about this attribute. Here this is not the attribute, it is the parameter value. This is the setter method. How I have written, have a look, set id. And the similar way I can write the setter method for the name also. Let me check. Public void set name. How to write this? String name. And obviously expected, how can you write that? This dot name equals to name. This is the setter method. And what about the getter method? Public. So getter method is which returns the value. So I'm writing the getter method for id. So I'm going to return id, and the check data type of id is integer. That's why I'm going to write the return type as int. Int get id. And there is no parameter here, return type only. and it is showing error. Why? Because I have written the return type as int, and it is expecting me to return some value. And let me write down return id. This is what returning, and get id method is for returning id. And similar way I can write the get method for name also. So getter method, public, return type is string, and let me write down get name and return name. So this is, look here, I have taken a class employee, and I have taken two private attributes, id, name. Okay. After that, I have created a setter method like this, and parameter as id, and return created a setter method, and this is the body or the skeleton model for setter method for anything. Okay. And similar way for the name, I am using the setter method here. And the similar note, I'm using the getter method for id, getter method for name. So that the question comes how to provide the values here. So k dot set id, I'm providing the value as 123. K dot set name, I'm providing the name as India. Okay. And how to get the values from there? So let me write down directly print statement here, and let me call that getter method get id, and system dot out dot println k dot get name. So directly I'm getting the value, and whatever the value I'm getting, I'm printing that. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. So now what I have done, have a look. We have created a class employee with private attributes id and name, and we have created a setter method for id. We have created a setter method for name, and then we have created a getter method for id, and then we have created a getter method for name, and like this getter method for name. After that, within another class, I have created an object for the employee k, and using setter method, and using the same object, I made a call to setter method and provided the value 123, and the name what I have provided is India. Obviously get id method will return the, what it is returning, have a look, id it is returning. Means obviously whatever the id you are providing is returning 123, it is you are provided, and you are going to get 123. As the name India you have provided, it is going to return the name using the getter method for name. And let me execute this and see what are the outputs I am going to get. 123 is the output from the step 30, which is getting, calling a get id method, and the get id method is returning 123. Why? Because using setter method, I have provided the value for ID 123. And the similar way, India is the output. Why I got it? This is the result of 31 step. As getter method is getting back the India value, that is the patent it is printing. But before that, what you are using setter method, you have provided the input string name using the name India you have provided. Okay. So guys, here you can create one more if you want. Private uh, double salary, and you can do the same way, like you can create a setter method, public void set salary, and within that what you have to write, double salary, and this dot salary equals to salary. And getter method also you can write public double get salary. This is how we can write and return what I can, we can return here expected, we can return salary, as this is the getter method for salary. And the question comes how to provide the values for that, and I'm doing the same. K dot set salary, I'm going to provide some value, salary like 55,000 I provided, and I'm going to get, and whatever the value I'm getting, I'm going to print them using the system.out.println step. k dot by making a call to getter method of salary. And now let me execute. The result what we got is 55,000. So in this way we can complete the access or access. We can access the private attributes of a class by using setter methods and getter methods. And do remember we have to write the separate setter method for each and every attribute what we are writing here. We should not forget that. Okay, and we may get a question that for everything we have to make a call to the getter method separately. Is there any solution for that? Yes, we have a solution for that. The solution is we can use the toString method. Along with toString method, setter method, getter method, and toString method combination I will be explaining in another video with all combination. Okay guys, here I have given the explanation about setter method and getter methods. And there is one more way guys to create a setter getter method directly, the shortcut way. Let me show you that. So I have removed all the setter getter methods. Just right click and you go to the source and you can write generate setters getters and you select all and you say generate. Automatically setter and getter methods got generated. And do remember my dear friend, here automatic generation we may get id first then set id. The order might be different here, though the order whatever we are writing here doesn't matter. It depends upon the order we are calling. So as you are making a call to setter method, set id method or setter method first, it will be running first. The order will be as per your how you are using calling them, not how you are writing here the setter and getter methods. So I hope guys you have understood the clearly about what setter getter methods are. Thank you.